I'm Andrea. Thank you for having me here. I have notes because I like having a point and like making sure that point gets disseminated. And nerves and such. So can everybody hear me okay? Okay. So my name is Andrea Tsang Jackson, and I am an artist and designer. And my medium is quilting, which sounds crazy. So I make quilts, I make commissioned quilts, I make community quilts, and I also design quilt patterns for other quilters to make. And tonight I want to talk to you about being on mission. So as an artist and a designer and a business person, what is my mission? Is it making beautiful things, bringing beautiful things into the world so that people can enjoy them? Is it making meaningful objects for people to have in their homes to enjoy? These are really awesome things that an artist can do, but they are actually not part of my mission. Those are assumptions that underlie all of my work. I assume that anything I make will be beautiful in some way, which is another whole talk on its own about what beauty is, and it will be meaningful in some way. But at the core of my mission are not those things. So I want to talk to you about what kind of drives me and what I'm trying to strive to do. So there are a few facets to my mission. And the first is, when I say I'm a quilter, people are like, have an idea of what that is. So often it involves grandmothers and aunts that really love fabric and shopping. There's an image of grandmotherly figures around a quilting frame, making charity quilts together, sewing them by hand, stitching them by hand, and making these beautiful things together in community in a quilting bee. And I'm here to tell you, and as part of my mission, is that quilting kind of looks like that. There's echoes of those traditions in quilting today, but it's not necessarily like that because we have technology. So technology gave us needles and scissors and rotary cutters and sewing machines, things that we don't have to stitch by hand if we don't want to. We can, but we don't have to. And also technology has connected us in a different way. So I've made quilts with bits and pieces from all over the world because I have a community of people that wants to do it with me from all over. So Australia, Switzerland, it's really, really cool. And I actually met a lot of them on the weekend, which is like mind-blowing to me. So when I first started quilting about 3 years ago, I did a few local craft markets, and people were like, "What? This is quilting? Like, I don't really, what?" And so part of my mission is to let people know what quilting looks like today. So that's facet number one. Facet number two is to help people on their creative journeys. So this translates to all different contexts, not just quilters, but starting with quilters, I want people that are interested in this craft to further their skills, to advance their knowledge, to challenge themselves, and to think more creatively. But outside of that, I love interfacing with people that don't think they're creative and encourage them to think of themselves as creative. I would like to, if I see somebody with an awesome outfit on, I'm like, that was an awesome outfit. Like, they made that decision to put that outfit together, and that was a creative decision. People have beautiful homes to host people in. People make meals, cobbling together whatever your scraps in your fridge to make a meal. That's a creative act. An accountant makes awesome spreadsheets where it's just squares or rectangles on a screen, and then all these magical numbers come together, and it's black at the bottom. I'm like how did you even that is a creative act. So I like encouraging people to think of themselves as creative, whether or not they are in the arts or not. And facet number three is to elevate domestic art. So by domestic art, I mean artful work that has been done by people, mainly women, for centuries for free. So to elevate domestic art to regular art forms, next to a painting, a sculpture, a photography, I want quilting to be in that realm. It's a little bit uncomfortable for me to talk about it but thanks for being here to listen anyway. So let me see, where was I? Right, so this particular facet means people being paid fairly for their work. I don't want to see artists and I encourage other craftspeople and artists to not be slaves to opportunity and exposure, and to be treated fairly. All right. right, so why do I need a mission? Or why might you need a mission? I need one because I want to do all of the things. Like anything creative I want to do. I want a hand lettering. I want to try that. I want to do that. I want to screen print. I want to direct a music video. Like there's like tons of things I want to do. So having a mission is my internal compass. It lets me focus. It helps me focus, and it launches me on a trajectory that in 5 years, I will be comfortable looking back and saying, like, I did this with intention. This was my path, and I intended to do this. So that's why I have one. I think that's, a business. I'm not explicit with my mission. I don't have it stated on my website. I talk about it in groups like this. But another business might have to be explicit about it, like a coffee shop that serves fair trade coffee. They want to connect with their customer on that level because the customer believes the same thing as them about social and environmental stewardship. So I'm not particularly explicit about it, but it's my guide in terms of what I do. I evaluate any project that comes my way. Is this worth doing? Does it further my mission? And even more importantly, does it further the mission of the communities that I'm a part of? So does it further me as people as an Asian artist, or someone who's from away, or someone who's in textiles, someone who's Nova Scotian, someone who's a quilter. So all of these communities that I belong to, I want to further the mission of those people too. Where was I going with this? Right. Okay. Right. So a mission doesn't have to be static. Mine is constantly evolving, and I'm very okay with that. But I'm also really careful to not change too fast in my public persona so that people can come along with me. It can be very jarring for an audience to be like, she was doing this thing and now she's doing this thing. So I'm really careful, trying to be careful about how I steer people with me, and I can't expect them to all want to go where I want to go, but at least I can shepherd them in that direction and be like, hey, like I can expect my family and friends to do that, right? But I can't expect everybody else to be on board with what I'm doing. So I want to be gentle with the way that I shift gears. So having a mission for me gives purpose to my work, and I think that's what a lot of us are here to do, is just find purposeful work. And that's me and my mission. Thanks.